Hello guys, Jack here from Peach Guitars, and what I'm doing at the moment is we wanted to kind of create a video series that's a little bit more candid than the video listing demos that we normally provide on our website. If you guys have seen those before, you'll know that they're a great way to kind of get across to you how individual guitars sound, so that they hopefully can help you make a more informed purchase on the guitar that you buy from us. But what they don't offer is necessarily that much of an insight, my own personal opinions on the guitars, the stuff that I like, and maybe some of the things that might help clinch a decision for you, like the way these guitars feel or kind of sound in the room, all those kind of details. So what I wanted to do was just, as I said, kind of start to go around the store and make a few of these more informal videos that will maybe give some of those insights to you. And I'm starting brand by brand. We filmed some guitars in the Taylor room, but now I wanted to show you some of the Gibson acoustics that we've got here as well. There's a real wealth of Gibson acoustics here, and there's some really unique pieces that have come in this year as well, quite stand out, that maybe got glossed over a little bit with the listing videos that we did for them. This is one of those guitars, I would say, that we did actually film a video on already, where John and I focused on the new Slash collection of guitars for 2020. But I think these acoustics, these J-45s, were actually overshadowed a little bit by the Les Paul models that were unveiled in that same collection. So what this guitar is basically Slash's signature J-45. So a couple of significant tweaks to this guitar that I really wanted to get across on video, and impress upon you that this is maybe one of the best guitars that Gibson have made in recent years. Basically, this is a J-45 through and through, but you've got a couple of aesthetic differences, obviously. Mostly the fact that there's no pickguard on these guitars as opposed to the standard J-45, so that obviously is quite a significant aesthetic thing that either works for you or it doesn't. There's also a couple of signature Slash finishes, including this, which is the November burst, which is the same as you'll see on the Les Paul model for this year as well. And there's also the very cool red burst, vermilion burst as well, which is just over there. But I wanted to show this one because I think this is most close to a standard J-45. This might be the guitar that you would compare most directly to a standard J-45. But the other big thing that sets this guitar apart is the sheer size of the neck. It's got an absolute whopper of a neck on this guitar, proper baseball bat kind of thing going on. And I do think it makes quite a big difference to the tone of this instrument. Now the standard J-45 is no slouch in its in the tone that it gives forth. It's a big sounding instrument. It's one of my favourite acoustic guitars out there. I think the J-45, if you find a good one, will absolutely cover you for so many different bases, from fingerstyle to kind of heavy hitting strumming as well. Obviously they're very good blues guitars and jazz guitars as well. But the Slash obviously just kind of focuses the lens a little bit more into more of a rock vein for a J-45. So what I wanted to do there at the beginning was just show you kind of a classic bluesy thing that this guitar can do. I have tuned it to E flat, which is a standard Slash protocol. And I do think that the combination of the lower tuning, the bigger neck, mahogany body and Sitka spruce top on this guitar, all those elements combined to basically make this a proper blues rock workhorse. So let me demonstrate a little bit further now. I'll show you some chords with this guitar. Now I'm recording this quite primitively, just got a single microphone in front of me. If you do want to hear a more high resolution version of an audio recording of this guitar, check out the listing video that we shot for this and for the Vermilion burst guitar as well. You'll hear those guitars in a lot more detail. But for now, this is just a great way to get across what this instrument sounds like. I'll play quite reactively as well. So let me just show you some chords on this, and I'll show you just how big it sounds. I would say a little bit bigger than a standard J-45 would. I just think when you find a good Gibson J-45, they sound so balanced and so even, and when you strum a chord like a good G chord like that, or technically F sharp in this case, but every note rings out really evenly. And as I said, just having the certain features like the bigger neck on this guitar really help to push out all of those notes individually, and also it cements chords really nicely as well. The other thing that I like about this guitar is that you wouldn't necessarily know that it's a signature guitar if you didn't know the slash connection. It's just like a great classic looking Gibson. They haven't really pushed for a more modern aesthetic on these guitars. The only giveaway is on the back of the headstock. You've got the slash logo there, which you might not be able to see in this video, but if you check out the high resolution images on peachguitars.com, you'll be able to find that. You do also have the slash truss rod cover on this guitar, but you can remove that and replace it with a blank one that they provide to you in the case. So if you want it to be complete incognito, you can have that if you want it that way. But other than that, I do think that this is a great signature acoustic guitar. You don't see too many signature acoustics, particularly of kind of really famous rock players. So it's quite interesting that Slash chose to lend his signature to one of these guitars. But I think it's very telling of just how appropriate this is for that kind of music. So if you are more of a rock player and you're looking for an acoustic guitar, and equally if you're an electric player predominantly and you're looking for an acoustic that's more comfortable, I think having the bigger neck, somewhat ironically, some would say a bigger neck is maybe less comfortable. I think the opposite here. I think it's way more comfortable to play. It's easier to kind of play electric guitar fingerings that you would do normally on an electric. I think they translate a little bit more simplistically to this guitar in particular. No. I'll just play a little bit more. So, okay. All right, so the last thing I want to point out about these Slash J-45s is the sheer sustain that they have, which isn't always the case with a Gibson guitar. Sometimes they do have a lot of attack, but those notes tend to die off quite quickly, and that's why sometimes people find it takes a while to find the right one for your playing style. But with this guitar, just by playing simple chords, the notes hang in there for a really long time. So let me demonstrate that. Okay, so obviously I could faff about playing long chords for ages, but you get the idea. I think for kind of the standard that you expect from a Gibson acoustic, these do tend to ring out just that little bit more, and I do think it's in large part thanks to this large neck. So I think this is one of the best guitars that Gibson are currently making in their acoustic lineup, and if you want to try one out for yourself, obviously the best thing to do is to come into the store if you can. But if you want to hear these guitars in more detail, as I said, do check out the listing videos that we've already shot where you'll hear them in stereo, and also check out the high resolution images and get current pricing information of these guitars at peachguitars.com. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, as always, please leave us a like and comment below with your thoughts. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out any more of these candid videos of a bit of a shop tour that we're going to do. And until next time, make sure that you take care, stay tuned, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one.